Hello everyone, and welcome back once again to my weekly review of Power Rangers Beast Morphers. This episode is called Goin Ape, and I don't feel like lingering on the intro today, so let's just hop into the review. So this episode opens with Ravi waiting for a taxi to go to the Riptide gym. He meets this older woman named Stacy, and they talk about how it's Ravi and Roxy's anniversary, and Ravi made a painting to give to Roxy. But then he leaves and forgets the painting there. He meets Roxy at the Riptide, and she gives him a bracelet thing as a gift, but he doesn't have the painting to give, so he just says that he doesn't have one and she'll have to wait. Then, while he's getting smoothies, Roxy looks in Ravi's phone and sees he's been texting some chick named Stacy. Then she asks Ravi if he's cheating on her, and instead of explaining, he says he shouldn't have to explain himself and that Roxy should just trust him, that he's not cheating, and he storms off. This scene was kind of controversial when the episode leaked because a lot of people were complaining that this scene didn't make any sense, that Ravi should have said that he forgot the gift on the bench instead of saying he just didn't have one, and that things would have gone smoother if he just told her who Stacy was. And when I first watched this episode, I agreed. There were even people who seemed like they were on Team Roxy or Team Ravi as to who was right. But upon rewatch, this is actually pretty realistic. If you're not in a relationship yourself, ask someone that you know is, and if they've had a situation similar to this, and they'll probably say yes. People are dumb sometimes, and in the heat of the moment, you might not say the right thing, or you might let your emotions talk for you. Imagine it's your anniversary and your significant other gives you a great gift and wants to see theirs, but you forgot yours somewhere else. That level of nervousness and embarrassment might lead you to not phrase things correctly. If your significant other is seemingly neglecting you, but is constantly talking to someone on the phone that they won't tell you about, it's understandable, especially if all this happened in the past minute or so, that you'd check their phone in frustration. And when you're going through a lot of effort to give someone you love a great gift, and then they look through your phone and accuse you of cheating, you're probably going to get angry at them for not trusting you. Neither one of them are right, and neither one of them is really wrong. So that's the end of that rant. For now. Meanwhile, in the Crystal Dimension, Rebel Roxy claims she can destroy any one of the Rangers herself and chooses Blue, and goes to the shore to destroy him. This is kind of interesting. I kind of wondered last season if Roxy and Blaze's avatars had a connection to the originals to the point where they inherently knew things about them through like a brain link or something, and now this makes me wonder if the Robo versions of Blaze and Roxy still have somewhat of a connection to the originals. Maybe even an emotional connection. Like, for example, if Roxy is angry at Ravi, could that cause Robo Roxy to decide she wants to destroy Ravi? It's an interesting thought that I'll probably explore in a future video after Beast Morphers is over. So Ravi and Roxy fight, with the other Rangers eventually coming in to stop the fight and to cool Ravi down. He's overheated in battle against Robo Roxy, and now he's angry. And you don't want to see Ravi angry. They throw him in the ocean to cool him down, but back at the base, he's still fired up. Then he fights with Roxy again and storms off. Then everyone discovers the truth about the situation and Roxy feels bad. So Ravi is still angry and Robo Roxy still wants to destroy him, so she shows up and they fight, with Ravi getting even more fired up. The other Rangers show up to help, but Robo Blaze is fighting them off. So Ravi is able to destroy Robo Roxy, but he is overheating and the Rangers have to subdue him and bring him back to the base again. Back at the base, they kind of determined that because Ravi was so angry when he got overheated in the first place, he stayed overheated afterwards. That seems like something they should get on. So Roxy apologizes to Ravi and that cools him down, end of episode. But I'm not done, hold on. Firstly, Roxy is not the only one who should be apologizing. I mean, sure, I would buy it if she apologized a lot just so Ravi would cool down, and then Ravi did this big apology speech himself, but he doesn't. He just kind of offhandedly says, "Oh, and I'm sorry too," and that's it. And at any rate, the lesson of the episode was not trust your partner or whatever they ended up going with. The lesson was communicate with your partner, or don't just storm off in an argument. Talk it out with your partner. It could be a misunderstanding. And this is kind of important. At the end of the day, Power Rangers is a show for kids. Kids watch this show and learn things from it. And in a kid show, I would argue that the most important kind of episode to get right in terms of message is the relationship episode. If you send kids the wrong message about what a relationship is and how it functions, that could be a detriment to their future relationships. They were pretty close to having a perfect episode here. In terms of just a Power Rangers episode, this is kind of a perfect one. In a lot of PR, either the action is entertaining or the character story is entertaining, and it feels like one is serving the other and isn't as entertaining. But this episode was kind of perfect in that respect. I was never bored during this episode. But they didn't quite nail the lesson at the end, so it wasn't a perfect relationship episode. Overall though, this episode was good. I thought it was a bit of a missed opportunity to not utilize the fact that there was Roxy and Roxy, but despite that and that one other flub, it was entertaining, and the acting from Jazz Badawalia and Liana Ramirez was very good and it felt real, so props to them for that. That's pretty much it for this video. The next review in this series will actually be my 100th video on this channel, so expect something special for that. Other than that, just let me know what you thought of Goin Ape and this review in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe for daily videos on the franchises you love, and I'll see you next time. Bye.